recreation spaces isn't just an eyesore. It can be potentially dangerous for young children, pets, wildlife, and in fact anyone who uses these spaces and the overall health of the community. According to Zero Waste Scotland, there is no single reason for littering. Littering tends to be a spontaneous act, so it's often context rather than character that determines whether people drop their waste.
Now that we understand the concept of littering, we are going to look at some of the specific elements of it that make it so harmful. Household hazardous waste is a specific kind of garbage that should not be disposed of in a regular trash can. According to the City of Los Angeles Sanitation Department, the kind of trash that fits into this category can be identified as objects that are corrosive, flammable, or reactive. Examples are used oil and unwanted electronic equipment. To hear more about this topic, we turn to Cindy Blobum, the Environmental Education Program Director at the Nature Place, located in Myrick Park.
We do encounter garbage and trash, and it's one of those where we can talk to people about its impact on both the plants and animals and use it as a teaching point and as well as a stewardship opportunity for the groups that come out. It's one of those where we actually have several volunteer groups that come out and they help with stewardship, so they pick up litter and we make sure that they have the grabber tools, that they have the gloves, that we talk about that. And yes, if we're working with students, a lot of times we're like, no, you shouldn't just pick up anything you see. We'll have staff come out for some of the pieces, but for students especially, we say, thank you. And if it's waste paper or something like that, they can pick it up, but there's other things, no, you stay away from.
We all know that littering is harmful. As reiterated by the employees of the Plano, Texas Community Center, not only is it harmful, but it is illegal. They describe different lifespans for multiple pieces of litter. The most astounding was styrofoam, being able to survive for over 1 million years. As for the destruction of the natural environment, small animals can find their way into bottles or other litter with an opening and find themselves stuck, leading them to starvation and death. To hear more about this, we turn to Veronica Senes, the AmeriCorps Gardens and Grounds Assistant at the Nature Place.
I think it definitely creates an issue because we create our gardens and we want the park and we want all this whole space here to be able to attract wildlife.
Sure.
So I think it can become an issue when you're attracting wildlife, but then there's litter around that if they eat that can be really harmful to them as well. Yeah, I'd say that there's definitely worse places in La Crosse. You definitely see more litter and stuff downtown, around Oktoberfest and stuff like that. But it's not uncommon. If you're walking around in the gardens or walking around on the trails, you'll see litter. Yeah, I'd say it kind of depends because in the summer I'm around way more, out in the gardens I'd say,
Sure.
And then in the winter I'm more in here. But right now if I go out and I'm checking on the gardens, I'd say probably maybe 5 to 10, and it probably ends up being maybe around that in the summer still,
Sure.
Maybe a little bit more 10 to 50 or around 10, but just because since I'm out there more I'm picking it up, so
Gotcha.
it's, yeah. Yes, yeah.
Okay.
So there's trash and recycling bins, a bunch in here inside the Nature Place, and then a few around the perimeter and stuff too. One thing that we're starting to, or we're hoping to implement here soon, is actually a litter trash cleanup kit that you could rent
cool.
out here, and then if you go around the park, kind of use that to there's gloves and trash grabbers and stuff.
Cool.
So yeah, so we don't have that implemented yet, of course, but we're hoping to do it in the future. We're moving towards those steps right now.
Now that we have heard from 2 employees of the Nature Place, we are able to confidently say that there is a strong desire to keep the park clean. They are looking to implement additional solutions in order to eradicate the threats that littering poses on the environment. As we have heard, there are many ways you can get involved in cleaning up litter in the park. If you would like to help with this issue, you can visit the Nature Place to sign up for a volunteer trash pickup. These occur regularly and are open to anyone who wants to help. Aside from volunteering opportunities, another way you can get involved with this issue is picking up trash that you see in your everyday life, while making sure to take preventative measures to keep yourself safe from potential hazardous trash. By doing this, you may influence those around you to do the same.